Most gardeners toss watermelon rinds straight into the trash and then spend money on fertilizer at the garden center. What if those scraps you're throwing away are actually worth more than what you're buying? In just 3 days, using nothing but watermelon rinds and a spoonful of molasses, you can brew a potent organic liquid fertilizer that feeds your soil, strengthens your plants, and costs you absolutely nothing. This video shows you the exact process, step by step, start to finish. And the best part is you probably already have everything you need sitting in your kitchen right now. Watermelon rinds are one of the most nutrient-dense kitchen scraps most people overlook. The white inner flesh is loaded with potassium, nitrogen, phosphorus, and magnesium, the exact minerals your garden soil needs to grow strong, productive plants. When you ferment those rinds, the cellular walls break down and release every one of those nutrients into the water, making them immediately available to your plant roots in a form they can actually absorb. Think of it as unlocking a nutrient vault that has been sitting in your trash bin all season. Molasses is the ingredient that turns this recipe from ordinary to remarkable. Unsulfured blackstrap molasses is rich in carbon, iron, potassium, and a full range of trace minerals that directly feed the beneficial microbes living in your soil. Those microbes are the engine of a healthy garden. They process organic matter, fight off pathogens, and deliver nutrients to your plant roots with precision. When you combine molasses with fermented watermelon rinds, you create a 2-layer fertilizer that works both above and below the soil surface at the same time. It is the same principle that drives successful compost teas, just faster and simpler to make. The ingredient list for this recipe is short, which is exactly the point. You will need the white inner rind from 1 whole watermelon, chopped into roughly 2 to 3 cups of small pieces. You also need 1 tablespoon of unsulfured blackstrap molasses, 1 liter of non-chlorinated water, and a clean 1-liter mason jar, with a loose lid, or a piece of cheesecloth and a rubber band to cover it. That is every ingredient and every piece of equipment you need for this entire process. Using non-chlorinated water is important because tap water chlorine can slow down or kill the beneficial bacteria that make this recipe work. Start by cutting your watermelon rinds into small uniform pieces, roughly 1 to 2 inches each. Remove most of the red flesh and peel away the tough outer green skin, leaving primarily the white inner layer. That is where the nutrient concentration is highest. The smaller you cut the pieces, the more surface area the fermentation bacteria have to work with, and the faster your liquid will be ready. Rinse the pieces once quickly with clean water, and pack them loosely into your mason jar until it sits about half full. You do not need to be precise. This is a forgiving recipe that works well even if your pieces are slightly uneven in size. Add 1 tablespoon of unsulfured blackstrap molasses directly into the jar, pouring it over the rind pieces already inside. Then slowly pour in your 1 liter of non-chlorinated water until the jar is nearly full, leaving about an inch of space at the top. Stir gently with a clean spoon for 30 seconds to dissolve the molasses and distribute it evenly throughout the water. Cover the jar loosely with a lid left slightly open, or stretch a piece of cheesecloth over the mouth of the jar and secure it with a rubber band to allow gases to escape during fermentation. The mixture will look dark and murky at first, but that cloudiness is actually a sign that the process is already underway. Before we get into the fermentation stage and the results, if you are finding this useful, take 2 seconds right now to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It genuinely helps more organic gardeners find this content, and we release new practical guides every single week. Set your covered jar in a warm location where the temperature holds between 70 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. A kitchen counter, a warm pantry shelf, or a covered back porch all work well for this. Give the jar a gentle swirl once or twice each day without fully opening it, just to keep the rinds moving and in contact with the liquid. By day 2, you should begin to see small bubbles forming at the surface of the liquid and rising slowly. This is active fermentation happening exactly as it should. By the end of day 3, the liquid will have darkened noticeably and taken on a slightly earthy, fermented smell that tells you it is ready. If your home runs cooler than 70 degrees, simply allow 1 extra day. The process still works completely, it just moves at a slower pace. Over those 3 days, naturally occurring bacteria and enzymes dismantle the cellular structure of the watermelon rind and release the stored nutrients directly into the surrounding water. Potassium moves into the liquid and will go on to support strong fruit development and disease resistance in your plants. Nitrogen supports rapid leafy green growth. Magnesium is critical for chlorophyll production, the green pigment that drives photosynthesis and keeps your plants actively growing and feeding themselves. You are building a bioavailable nutrient concentrate that your plants can absorb immediately through their root systems without any additional breakdown required. This is exactly why fermented liquid inputs often outperform dry granular fertilizers. The work of processing the nutrients has already been done before the fertilizer ever reaches your plants. The molasses contributes a second layer of benefit that goes beyond simply feeding soil bacteria. Blackstrap molasses acts as a natural chelating agent, which means it binds trace minerals, iron, zinc, manganese, and holds them suspended in the liquid rather than allowing them to settle out and become unavailable to plants. These trace minerals are transferred directly from the molasses into your finished fertilizer and go to work at the root level, supporting enzyme production, cellular growth, and overall plant vigor in ways that many standard fertilizers simply do not address. Once you understand this principle, you will start viewing molasses the same way experienced organic growers do, not as a sweetener, but as a foundational soil tool. This is the kind of knowledge that separates gardeners who get average results from those who consistently grow thriving, productive plants year after year. After day 3, strain the entire contents of the jar through a fine mesh strainer or a doubled piece of cheesecloth into a clean container. Set the rind solids aside. They can go directly into your compost bin where they will continue breaking down. Before applying the liquid to your garden, dilute your finished concentrate by mixing 1 part liquid gold with 10 parts plain water. This is your ready-to-use feeding solution. Do not apply it at full strength, because the undiluted concentrate is too potent for direct root contact and can cause root burn, especially in younger or more sensitive plants. Apply the diluted solution by pouring it slowly and directly around the base of each plant, soaking into the root zone rather than onto the leaves themselves. 1 full liter of the diluted solution per plant is a reliable starting amount for most vegetable garden plants, including tomatoes, peppers, squash, and leafy greens. You can also use a spray bottle to apply a light foliar mist to the underside of leaves early in the morning, which allows plants to absorb nutrients rapidly through their leaf pores before the midday heat evaporates the moisture. Repeat the entire application every 7 to 10 days throughout your growing season and alternate it with plain water between feedings to avoid nutrient overload in the soil. Within 7 to 10 days of your first application, you will start noticing real, visible changes in your plants. Leaf color will deepen to a richer, more saturated green as chlorophyll production increases in response to the magnesium and nitrogen in the fertilizer. New growth will emerge faster and hold itself more upright, with stronger stem structure than plants that have not been fed. Tomatoes, peppers, and squash will show the most dramatic response because of the high potassium content, which drives fruit set and development directly. The changes are not dramatic on day 1. This is a cumulative fertilizer that builds up the health of your soil and your plants together over each successive application. Many gardeners also report noticeably reduced pest pressure over time on plants that are consistently fed with fermented organic liquids, because healthier plants naturally resist pest damage more effectively. Here is the whole process in a single pass. Chop 2 to 3 cups of white watermelon rind into small pieces and pack them into a clean mason jar. Add 1 tablespoon of unsulfured blackstrap molasses and pour in 1 liter of non-chlorinated water. Cover loosely and leave in a warm spot for 3 full days, swirling once daily. At the end of day 3, strain the liquid, dilute it 10 to 1 with plain water, and apply it to the root zone of your plants every 7 to 10 days throughout the growing season. The rinds deliver potassium, nitrogen, and magnesium. The molasses feeds your soil biology and adds chelated trace minerals. Together, they produce a free, chemical-free organic liquid fertilizer that builds plant health from the ground up and gets stronger with every single application. This is exactly the kind of simple, practical system that experienced organic gardeners rely on season after season, because it works consistently and it costs nothing. If this helped you, please take a second right now and hit the like button. It makes a real difference in helping other organic gardeners find this content. Subscribe so you do not miss the next video, and drop a comment below and tell me what plants you are planning to try this on first. I see every single comment, and I would love to know what is growing in your garden right now. I will see you in the next one.